Good morning and happy Monday. Well, we are back supporting our mid-age women here. Today's discussion is on homeopathy. We have not talked about how it can be effective for women going through perimenopause. In fact, I have read so much research on efficacy of homeopathy. So that's why I decided today to bring on a clinical homeopath who has done work with women who are going through perimenopause, Dr. Arora. She is a homeopath joining me live from India. Thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting me today and giving me the opportunity to speak on this topic, about which I always say that for years together, women have been believing that it's okay to suffer during perimenopause. And that's the myth I want to change. That if you have any symptoms during perimenopause or the phase when you're reaching menopause, whatever symptoms or troubles you're having, you need to go out, get yourself treated, whatever path you want to choose, but get treated. Do not believe that it's natural or it's normal to suffer during that phase. That's my first say, I would say.
Okay, so let's just go through, we'll just quickly do a quick introduction on perimenopause because there's so many symptoms that women go through. And then how does homeopathy come into play helping, right?
Yeah. So there are many signs and symptoms which you might note during the progression towards menopause, such as menstrual irregularity. Sometimes it could be the pain during menses, pain it between menses, hot flashes, which we all know are there, related problems, mood changes, and sometimes female even feel very, very depressed, and they do not know what is happening to them. Vaginal or bladder disturbances, changes in the sexual desire and the fertility. And another important point which females go through is osteoporosis, and all of these symptoms are happening due to the change in the level of estrogen in the body. So if anyone has any such symptom or any such disturbances, definitely these are all related to perimenopause, which we say. But it does not mean that you have to suffer through it. It is definitely a natural change, but go out, take treatment. There are so many therapies available for it. If we talk about conventional medicine, because that is a science which we cannot ignore. So they provide hormonal replacement therapy. Some females are good with that. For some females, it doesn't work. So there are other natural therapies, and homeopathy is one of that therapy which can really help a female get rid of all these symptoms and have a very, very smooth and comfortable perimenopause, I would say. So as Amita said, it's natural that females go through it, but it's not natural, normal to suffer for it. Yeah. Do you have any more questions for me regarding this? Please tell me, Amita. I'll be happy to answer all the questions you have.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So I think you made a very good point that women don't have to suffer from, when they're going through perimenopause. I also want you to talk about Indian women particularly. They are going through, there's a lot of data that they are going through early menopause. It's alarming in a country where fertility is such a big deal. Early menopause is starting from 35 to 39, and which is unheard of. So what can they do if someone is going through early menopause?
See, early menopause is being reported more than earlier. You're absolutely stating a very good fact. One of the reasons is females are also having early puberty. All right, so that perspective is changing and the lifestyle is changing. The kind of food which we're eating is changing. What we used to, or our elders used to eat years back, the natural food, the organic, what we call, is no more there. So if any female is going through an early menopause, I would not call that is something which is anything to get alarmed about. But yes, what needs to be addressed is that all the changes which are occurring in the body due to lack of estrogen, that needs to be attended. So a calcium-rich diet is something what is required for them more. They need to take care of, because what is the most important thing, what is going to affect us, that when the estrogen levels go down, the calcium of the bone gets released into the blood and the bones become very, very weak. So one of the most significant factor which the early menopause females have to take care of is their calcium levels and weight gain and the mood disorders. These are three things they suffer from maximum, because early menopausal females surprisingly usually do not have excessive bleeding issues. So these are the three things they have to attend to. And symptomatically, they can be dealt with by homeopathy, and also a good diet, as I said, rich in calcium is something which has to be taken care of. And they can eat with supplements which have calcium, which are rich in B12, so that can help along with homeopathic treatment.
Okay, so let's say someone is, this is not a medical advice, but I really want us to understand if someone is starting to early menopause, how can homeopathy help? That's number one. And then number two, a normal perimenopause, someone is going through in their 40s, right? That's the normal age. How can homeopathy help from the symptoms?
For the early menopause females, the symptomatic health will be early menopause. We don't have to stop or we don't have to do anything about it. If a female is having an early menopause and if it's natural, we check the hormone levels, which indicate that is actually a early menopause and not any irregularity. You let the body go through it. You only help symptomatically, which is give them a right dietary advice, tell them if they're having any mood disorders, help them with the mood functional with the homeopathic remedies, and add remedies which will help in the calcium absorption rightly. Because many times, in spite of taking calcium, it doesn't get absorbed in the body. So that's the role in case of early menopause, a very limited role. And when it comes to perimenopause, which is when females are having to 40, one of the major complaints which a female can have is excessive uterine bleeding. That can be due to any fibroids or something, and all the other disorders like bone loss, again, osteoporosis, and you have mood disorders. All these things can be very well tackled by homeopathy. And even the dysfunctional uterine bleeding, which is irregular periods, excessive bleeding, can be symptomatically handled by the correct homeopathic remedy. But for that, I have a very strong suggestion for all these things. One should not take OTC medicine. They should always see a registered homeopathic practitioner in their territory or anywhere, and then take a remedy which covers the holistic approach. Because all these things are not just superficial that you pick up any pill and you take it and you'll get well, So you should consult a homeopath who will take your entire history, find out the totality remedy and prescribe on the basis of that, which will help you pass through this phase very, very smoothly.
Okay, so this is a quick 10-minute session that we bring on a daily basis. I keep it very short, bite-sized information. Sachin, you're welcome to ask any question, feedback. Like I said, this is a quick 10-minute session that we do on a daily basis. You can put it in the
he's not there.
I don't know. Okay. All right. If there are no questions or feedback, any other thing that you want to point out? Basic message that I'm hearing from you is that there are so many different therapies which are holistic. I should say that. I don't want to use the word alternative. It should be like the mainstream now that women can do. Anything else you want to add? In addition to homeopathy, you talked about the diet or other things that can supplement women to help them go through the transition.
Yeah, one thing which I would like to say is that in food, what females can add is a lot of cruciferous vegetables. So cruciferous vegetables are known to be very good for all the female genital organs. So cruciferous vegetables will include all your cabbage, your broccoli, your cauliflower. All these things are good for the female organs. So add that a lot to your diet and add a lot of natural calcium. I'm a person who always believes in taking natural calcium instead of taking supplements. So add as much as calcium as you can. You can take the broccoli stem, you can take apple, you can take milk, you can take yogurts. So these are the few dietary advices. And before we close, I would like to say that it is very important to take advice during this phase, the point which I started with, and treatment. So the symptoms do not add to the agony which the female is going through. So if you see any female, be it your mother, be it your sister, going through this, encourage them to go and see a physician, encourage them to go and see a homeopath. And moral support from the spouse and children, and keeping yourself very involved in various activities is also a great way how you can pass through this phase very, very naturally. So homeopathy has a very good treatment option for perimenopause, where remedies help alleviate the symptoms and let it pass smoothly and uneventfully.
That's beautiful. I think, that's what we are trying to do, is give hope to all the women out there that this is not the end, this is not the pause of your life. There's a lot of things you
Very
can
true.
do to help yourself. And that's why we are here at Nourish Talk, focused and dedicated to women going through this phase. And that's why we're launching programs and holistic therapies. Sachin, if you don't have any other comments, I'm going to wrap up right now. And thank you so much, Dr. Arora, for being with me. Thank you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure being here. Thank you.